first thing you want to do is begin by constructing a dead wood and recruiting 2 short companies of ghouls, and don't forget to attach your Kohans. And then once the dead wood has been constructed, you want to go ahead and upgrade your necropolis. And since Undead can heal anywhere on the map, you want to go ahead and start scouting immediately by sending your Kohans to where you think the settlement spot will be, because they'll heal along the way. As soon as your city has finished upgrading, you want to go ahead and build a tomb and the Warrens, and then recruit a company of settlers, sending them with your scouts. You should be able to find your first settlement spot very early compared to all the other races, and be one of the first to settle your second. As soon as your second settlement has been finished being built, you want to go ahead and construct another tomb within the city. Meanwhile, your 2 scouting companies should be taking your third settlement. As soon as your second settlement has finished constructing a tomb, you want to go ahead and recruit another company of settlers and send them out to settle yourself a third. Once your third settlement has been completed, you want to go ahead and construct yet another tomb, followed by upgrading your second settlement, and when you have the gold, upgrading your third settlement, and then recruiting another 2 companies of short ghouls with Kohans. Once all your settlements have been upgraded, you want to go ahead and build both a bonesmith and a spirit focus within the city you wish to be your recruiter. So by this time, it's probably hit the 10-minute mark, and for the beginner, you usually want to create numerous companies of short skeletons with a single defiler. Now, what you need to know first of all with Undead, their fighting tactic involves massive micromanagement, and by micromanagement I mean you have to constantly cycle your troops in and out of battle, because the Undead usually are lacking in a strong healer support, and which was most likely to balance the fact that they can heal anywhere. The real strength of the Undead comes in their numbers, so it's pretty easy to be able to afford numerous companies of these short skeletons with defilers and still maintain a pretty strong economy. When the actual time for battle comes, you'll probably be facing much stronger companies, but your skill or ability to be able to cycle your troops in and out of battle will slowly gain you the advantage over another company which may have a healer. In reality, there are numerous builds for the Undead, and they all vary, but the most generic and commonly used one includes the short skeleton company with a single defiler, and you want to keep at least this in mind. When you're playing Undead, you usually want to keep all your companies short companies, especially those with a support, because if you think about it, there's less of a front line to heal before you heal your supports, and your supports are usually the stronger facets of your company, so the lack of a flank on your company will allow your supports to heal much quicker, and your ability to cycle and heal will gain you the advantage over a seemingly more powerful foe much more quickly than you may have first imagined. So, as I said before, strength comes in numbers and your ability to heal anywhere on the map, and you'll find it pretty easy to be able to repair your economy with Undead. And also, Undead's ability to heal anywhere on the map also makes them a great race for making successful raids on enemies. So at one point in the game, you may find yourself being pushed back and losing, and a simple way to counter this is to simply retreat your companies away from the battle and deep behind enemy lines and begin taking their cities one by one. Also, your starting companies will gain strength throughout the game, and by then they can usually take an entire city on their own. So basically you can separate them from the main battle and send them on a raiding mission while the enemy is distracted with your main army. And it's usually successful, I'd say 80% of the time, if you know what you're doing. I think that Undead can easily be described as one of the more, new player-friendly races. They're fairly simple to manipulate. Their ability to heal anywhere on the map is a big plus, and one of the key things you would need to be able to do is use micromanagement to cycle your troops in and out of battle. And they're also very strong early in the game. Their resources are pretty easy to upkeep. They don't have an extremely strong economy, but with 4 or more cities, you will get quite a substantial gold income. But strength, their definite strength is within numbers and their ability to heal anywhere, and I'm sure that most people will not have very much of a problem with Undead as a race as a whole. For the most part, Undead companies vary widely depending on the player. For the most part, all companies are short companies, and for the standard melee company for Undead, it usually consists of a short skeleton company with a single defiler, or a single lich, or a defiler and a lich. The standard ranged company for Undead usually consists of a short bone archer with the support of a single defiler, or a single lich, or a lich defiler, or a double lich. The standard cavalry company usually consists of a short nightmare with a single defiler, or a single lich, or a defiler lich, fairly similar to the other combinations used for other companies. The faction unit for Sia is the Prophet, and the Prophet is most commonly found in companies of short skeletons with both the Prophet and a lich, or within a short bone archer company with a Prophet and a lich, and from time to time people will switch the lich up with a defiler. It is also found on a Nightmare company from time to time. The faction unit for Fallen is the Dreadlord, which is found as a captain for Undead companies, and it is usually found, commonly found, on a company of short ghouls, but this is only if the player is using a specialized rush build, where they will spam numerous companies of short ghouls with dreadlords as captains.